Okay, we begin as we usually do by just breathing and paying attention to our breath. And as you settle into whatever comfortable spot you're going to be in, feel the weight of your body on the chair or the floor. And as you sink deeper into relaxation, just imagine that you can feel the pull of gravity on you, sinking you deeper, not only into the chair or the floor, but deeper into relaxation. Know that this is a spot of safety. And make yourself comfortable as you allow your breath to deepen a little bit. You may notice a restlessness or a tension in your body. Just breathe into that. Don't worry about it or try to fix it. Just give it the attention it needs and take a deep breath and let it relax. Begin to relax your body as we always do, moving from our head to our toes. I like to imagine that there's like warm water pouring over me. It's comfortable, it's relaxing, and it just flows, bringing relaxation with it down the top of my head and scalp, my forehead and temples, my jaw and mouth, down my throat and neck, down relaxing my shoulders, down through my arms, my hands and fingers, chest and back and belly, hips and legs, ankles, feet, toes. And with a deep breath, just settle into that relaxation. Feel the gravity. Feel your body soften with the weight of it. The meditation we're going to try tonight is inviting us to notice 3 things, and it's a grounding exercise that will help us to sort of stop that cycle of overthinking when we get caught in it. So I'll explain what we're going to do and then we will move into it. It's very simple. I'm going to invite you to think of 3 things. 3 things that you see, 3 things that you hear, and 3 things that you feel. Now I know you have your eyes closed, so I just invite you to imagine what first comes to your mind, the first 3 things. It might be something you know is in the room. Again, this doesn't have to be profound and deep. This is just allowing us to pause, and then we can engage further with a feeling. For example, if I were to do this right now, 3 things I see having just closed my eyes, would be what I know is in front of me. There's a window. There's my laptop. There's a candle. 3 things I hear. I hear the hum of a little refrigerator my daughter has in her room. I hear a dog barking outside. I hear the sound of the leaves rustling outside the window. 3 things I feel. I feel my back against the chair. I feel the temperature of the room. I feel my feet on the floor. It's that simple. Don't force yourself. Just allow something to come to your mind. And as we move through this, we're going to do 3 things, then 2 things, then 1 thing. Almost like a countdown. And then we're going to move a little bit deeper once we get into that relaxation, into engaging some feelings. Again, just allow it to come. Don't search or force. And if you can't think of something, that's okay. As we move from 3, 2, and 1, if you can, try not to repeat the things that you've used before. But if you have to, that's fine too. As with all meditation, it's about practice, not perfection. And so I invite you to take 3 deep breaths. And I invite you to bring to mind 3 things that you see. And now bring to mind 3 things you hear. And now 3 things you feel. And now bring to mind 2 things you see. And now, two things you hear. And now, two things you feel. And finally, bring to mind one thing you see. And one thing you hear. And one thing you feel. I invite you now to just be still and be aware of how your body feels now compared to when you began this exercise. Do you notice any difference? Now I invite you, as we've made space for some deeper thinking, to just allow whatever it is that first comes up for you, a feeling, a thought, just to come to mind and to spend just a few minutes breathing into that without the distraction of all your other thoughts. And if you find your mind wandering, come back to your breath. And if that doesn't work, you can always engage in that three things exercise in your own mind to ground you and center you. Spend a few moments just breathing. Remember that this is something you can do anytime you feel the need to be grounded, anytime you feel the need to pause, anytime you feel some hesitation in moving deeper into meditation. This is a way in which you can stop your mind and allow yourself to engage more deeply in relaxation and meditation. One of the other things that you can do after you've counted 3, 2, 1, if you are still feeling difficulty in centering your mind and quieting your thoughts, you can do the same exercise backwards. 1, 2, and then 3 things you see, hear, and feel. 3 is a number of significant spiritual insight. As Christians, we understand its significance in the Trinity. Buddha said, 3 things cannot be hid for long: the moon, the sun, and the truth. When we engage in these cycles of 3, we participate in a sacred and ancient cycle that draws us closer to our own internal needs, but also closer to the divine. And for that, we are grateful. I invite you again to take 3 deep breaths as we prepare to come back together. You can begin to wake yourself up. And we close as we always do, giving gratitude for this time. Namaste.